Welcome. The mark is here. Iran is said to be the first country to roll out a biometric digital ID needed in order to buy food. Needed in order to eat. Right? Needed in order to survive. You must go get your digital ID from the government. The same digital ID that central banks are telling us is needed in order to roll out the central bank digital currencies. The same digital ID that the World Economic Forum establishes is at the very crux of this fourth industrial revolution. Yeah, all of that now, you need to go get your ID in order to eat. And there's some interesting details about the way Iran is implementing this that I want to walk through today, because I think this is a bellwether for how it's going to be rolled out around the rest of the world. And make no mistake, this is food rationing based on your digital ID. So read down here. You're able to buy as much bread as you want, but if you want to get the subsidized prices, then you're going to need the ID. Then you'll have access to, quote, a limited amount of bread at subsidized prices. And you can keep buying the rest at market rates if you want, right? You can buy as much bread for $1 million a loaf as you want. But for the 50% of Iran that lives below the poverty line, that's not an option, right? Their only option is to go get in line and accept this mark, this digital biometric ID, to which all resources are being tied, not just bread, but according here, the scheme will later include all goods such as chicken, cheese, vegetable oil, and so on and so forth. So this is a pretty big deal. Let's talk about it. I'm Christian, and this is the Ice Age Farmer.
So, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rachach Wadash. A double honor to the other apostles and other bishops of Great Millstone, who rule very well, very beautifully. Double salutations to the Akim out here pushing this gospel and truth and its sincerity to the best of their ability, given to them by Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai. Peace, blessings, and salutations be unto the elect scattered abroad. May the election of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Lord willing, fall upon your houses. And it's the brother Kwanda Watt, from the GMS Phoenix camp, come back at you, Lord will, with that edifying lesson. Lord will, it's edifying, Lord will, straight to the point. You got Satan fucking out here, man. That damn leaf blower, man. Out of fucking nowhere, man. Shit's random. But anyways, man, we're still gonna go out. Hey, we're looking at it right now, man. Esau, Edom, which we all know, brothers constantly been talking about it for years. Now, Esau Edom, ultimately, he does his little tests overseas before he brings it, to the big stage, man, here in America. A lot of things are ultimately started overseas, before they get to the big stage. And we're seeing this rationing, digital rationing happening over in Iran, where a lot of people are not going to be able to, get food at a discount price, without this digital ID, man, which, 2 Corinthians 2:11, we're not ignorant of Satan's devices, man. He works in gradualism, right? So he'll try something out, in the beginning stage, and then, and then he'll ultimately work towards, that big test to where you're not able to buy food, period, without this digital ID, man, And as the dude was saying, the population, 50% of the population in Iran is below that poverty line. So ultimately, Esau Edom, he creates a situation, he creates an issue, and then he creates the solution, which ultimately is, all of it's part of his agenda, man. He sits there and creates a problem, and to get the people online, or to get the people to follow, the direction, Esau Edom wants them to, he creates a problem, then he creates a solution, right? He lets the problem ultimately build up, and then he offers you a solution, which again ultimately works in his favor, right? So this is what's happening. Esau Edom has been creating, this famine, having, because we know, again, none of these governments in the world act autonomously, right? They don't act on their own. They act under the orders of, the elites, man. So the elites are ultimately, having situations get worse. They're the ones that ultimately, you know, have this supply chain. You know, nothing's coming in, nothing's going out, right? They're the ones that are in control of those things, man. Because you see all these cargo ships and all these connexes, these containers at these ports, and they very well could go out, man. They very well could go out. But what happened is Esau Edom created a problem, and he's allowing that problem to fester and to build up, and it's getting worse and it's getting worse, right? And right now you have a lot of, food riots going on, over in that area, right? Over in Europe and Middle East and so on and so forth, over in the Eastern countries, and they got food riots going on, man. You know, people trampling over each other. The brother Amon Gabar, he did a video on it calling them like Black Friday food riots, man. People trampling over each other, man. We watch videos of Black Friday, and people just bum rush each other. People have actually died from being stepped on because people are trying to rush and get these items before they're all taken out or before they're all gone. And well, that same thing is happening, in many places, man. Black Friday food riots are happening, you know. So it's at that point, man. It's at that point where the supply is so low and demand is so high that what you got inflation happening, right? And people only have enough money to buy certain provisions, man, but they have to go and get them before somebody else does, man. You know, so what's happening, in other places such as Iran, is they're rationing, right? But Esau Edom, he's fucking slick, man. He's saying that you have to get this digital ID, which is, as the dude was calling it, the MARK, right? The RFID chip, the digital ID, right? Right. RFID is radio frequency identification. So this is what it's leading to. It's leading to people basically being bribed to take this charagma, man. This is the time that we're in. And we're seeing it, man. You see a digital food rationing rolls out using biometric IDs amid food riots, man. Amid food riots. So they created a problem, and now they're offering a solution, right? And that solution is for you to ultimately take this charagma, man. You know? Yeah, Esau Edom thinks he's slick, man. So let me grab this, because again, they're saying that you're able to buy, at the subsidized price. But soon it's going to come to the point where you're not going to be able to buy it all unless you have it, unless you have this charagma, right? Which is fulfillment of prophecy. Revelation 13 and verse 16, it says that he causeth all, right? It says he forced, right? So he might not actually, come and lay hands on you and force you to get it, which that's prophecy too. So eventually he's going to come and do that, but there's different ways he can take all the food off the shelves and say, if you want this food, you have to get this. So he's ultimately forcing you indirectly to get it, man. You got direct force and you got indirect force, right? And right now, Esau Edom is starting to lean towards that indirect force, right? Causing all these problems that literally force you to get it, because you got to eat. You got to be able to, purchase gas to go to work, to be able to pay rent, to be able to do this, that, and the third, right? So Esau Edom is causing all of these prices to go up, and then offering you a solution to a cheaper, to be able to buy these provisions at a cheaper price. But you have to take the charagma. You have to fall in line for you to be able to do that, which is ultimately forcing a lot of people, like the dude said, the Ice Age farmer, the dude said, he said 50% of Iran's population is below the poverty line. So they're ultimately forced to go and participate in taking this charagma, man, right? Verse 16 again says, he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, right? Which means nobody is exempt. I mean, everybody's going to eventually have to get it, right? Esau Edom is going to eventually make it to where even these rich people, even those that are in these prisons, it doesn't matter who you are, where you are, why you're there, you're ultimately going to have to eventually take this charagma, right? And it says to receive a MARK in their right hand or in their foreheads. Now brothers already know, have talked about, Synchron and how they ultimately passed Elon Musk on this head chip, right? Where they've also came out with the rice grain. They've been pushing the rice grain for years, and more people are ultimately taking it. They're finding it out to be a good idea. They're connecting digital wallets to it. They're connecting, really everything to that, to this rice grain, man. And this is why they're building up they have that infrastructure law, that $65 billion infrastructure law that's going out that helps, ultimately internet be rolled out to everybody. You know, all these things are leading up to this Karagma, the rollout of this Karagma. And what we're seeing right now, as far as Iran, is Esau Edom, taking those baby steps to basically test how the people are going to react to, you know, this new wave of things, right? It says right here, verse 17, it says that no man might buy or sell. So again, right now, you're able to buy these things at a subsidized price, as the dude mentioned. But there's going to be a point, Esau Edom he's going to gather all his data. He's going to be like, cool, yep, you're right. Everybody reacted the way we would hope they reacted. So guess what? Now we're going to take the next step. Now it's going to be, you have to get this to be able to buy anything, right? This is what it's leading to, man. This is not far-fetched. You can see it happen, It's everything is plain to see, man, It's plain to see, Verse 17 again, it says that no man might buy or sell save he that had the MARK. So, right, you'll be able to buy and sell, just like right now, you're able to buy and in Iran, you're able to buy and sell the same products, the same provisions at the subsidized price if you have that biometric ID, right? And again, that next step is you're going to be able to buy and sell anything, whether it be at market price, subsidized price, if you have the RFID chip. If you don't, you're not going to be able to buy and sell. You're going to starve. You're going to starve. You're gonna be dehydrated. You're not gonna be able to buy water. You're not gonna be able to buy food. You're not gonna be able to pay rent. You're not gonna be able to buy gas, to go to work, to pay rent, to pay for food, to do this, that, and the third. And you're ultimately gonna be assed out, man. And this is what Esau Edom is ultimately working towards, right? This is all part of his NWO, man. And I might be saying this wrong. Ordos Novos Seclorum, or Ordos Novus Seclorum. His new world order, man. This is what he's working towards, man. I'll read verse 17 again. It says, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the MARK, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name, right, man? This is the time that we're in, man. Esau Edom is doing his little test, doing his little pre-trials, or his little trials before he rules out the big thing, man. It's like you, man. But this is the time that we're in, man. This is why you constantly got to pay attention. This is why you constantly got to, get into the scriptures, man. This is Habakkuk 2 and 3. It says, for the vision, right? Vision meaning prophecy, right? And that prophecy is Revelation 13 and 16 is what we're talking about, right? For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come and will not tarry, right, man? And we're at that time, right? It's starting to speak, man. It's speaking, And now you even have dudes that were saying, oh no, the RFID chip, the MAR, the MO to the TB is not the chip, this, that, and the third. And well, now you don't hear none of them saying that shit, man, because it's made known now, And the Lord Yahweh has been speaking through his prophets, the elder apostles, for decades, man. On down to the elder bishops and, so on and so forth, elders and Akim that are pushing this gospel of truth and its sincerity, for fucking years, telling you that it's the RFID chip, man. Telling you that's the microchip, the brain, Synchron's brain chip, the Neuralink brain chip, the rice grain. That's the MARK, man. The MO to the TB, man. And now nobody can say it's not, because you got even people that aren't even in this gospel, such as Ice Age Farmer, as we see, he's calling it the MARK, man. So people know it's not. You know what I mean? It's not something that that was made up. This is all through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai, man. Now, all these things are coming out, man. The Lord Yahweh Shai said He will speak. Ultimately He will speak. And that word will come to pass, man. Was it Numbers, the 23rd chapter, the 19th verse? The Most High is not a son of man that He should lie, nor or it's like He's not a man that He should lie, nor a son of man that He should repent. So Lord Yahweh Shai, when He speaks a word, and we know He speaks through the ministry of His prophets, Hosea 12:10. Luke 1 and I think it's verse 70. When He speaks, and guess what, man? He speaks to the ministry of His prophets. The prophets been out here telling you people, warning you people of this for decades, man. For literally decades, And so it behooves you people to start get into the scriptures, man. Get into the scriptures, man. Because this is the only way that you're ultimately going to be protected from the times to come, man. Is if you have that hedge of protection from on high, man. And you do that by getting into the scriptures, man. By repenting of the way, of this world, and turning to Yahweh Shem Shai, man. Let's grab this. This is Isaiah 33 and verse 6. It says, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of that time. So the wisdom and knowledge of what, man? The wisdom and knowledge of the world? No, man. That means everybody in the world is going to be protected. No, it's the wisdom and knowledge of these scriptures, man. The wisdom and knowledge of Yahweh Shai, man. The proper breakdowns of the scriptures, the proper understanding of the Bible, man. Which only GMS, Great Millstone, from the heads on down, has, man. No other camp is warning you of these things. No other camp is breaking down the scriptures and going into the history the way Great Millstone does, man. So it behoove you to take heed to the elder apostles and other elder bishops in Akim, that are part of GMS, man. Because these men out here, they're the true prophets, man. They're the ones that are going to ultimately, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shai, give you that hedge of protection, man. Give you not give you the hedge of protection, but give you the wisdom and knowledge you need and guide you in the right direction, so that you can have that hedge of protection from Yahweh Shem Shai upon you, man. I'll read it again. It says, and wisdom and knowledge of the scriptures of the Bible shall be the stability of thy times, right? Because it's ultimately going to tell you, and guide you in the way that you need to walk, in the way that you need to hold yourself in order to be protected, man. In order to avoid, the destruction that is to come, man. It's in the strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is His treasure, right, man? And so it behooves you to take heed to what's being said, man. And because ultimately those that take heed, and are protected are going to be part of the elect, man. The elect are the only ones that are going to be protected and guided aright in the times to come. When Jacob's trouble hits and there's no food, and what's going to happen? The elect, or ultimately they're gonna look at this they're gonna, because we're gonna be faced with that option at one point or another to take that RFID chip or take the charagma. And what's going to happen? The elect are going to move according to the scriptures. The scriptures tell you in Revelations, the 14th chapter, about what's going to happen if you take the charagma, right? So it's Revelations 14 and 19. It says, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast in his image, meaning his philosophy, his system, right? And receive his mark. It's like I didn't even need to say that. Well, I already said it anyways. Receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, meaning the MO to the TB, right? That RFID chip. It says the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and the presence of the Lamb, right? So meaning you're going to be destroyed, man. And we don't want that, man. We understand the power of Yahweh Shem Shai, man. So what we're gonna do, Lord will, I'm part of the elect. Lord will, me and my family, other, you Akim, you few sisters that that watch these videos, that we can all be part of the elect. But what's gonna happen? The elect are gonna move according to wisdom, man, in the scriptures. Straight up tell you don't take it, man. Otherwise, you're gonna be destroyed for the Most High. Fuck Esau. But the Most High will get your ass, man. So they're gonna look at Esau, and be like, you can do whatever. You can kill my family in front of me. You can threaten me. You can beat me. But there's no way that you're gonna be able to get me to take that charagma and be destroyed of the Most High. No, man. Because they fear the Most High. They don't fear man. Scriptures tell you that the fear of man is a snare and a trap, man. It's a snare and a fucking trap, man. So ultimately, guess what? The elect are going to move in the fear of Yahweh Shem Shai, not in the fear of Esau Edom. So they're not going to take it, man. They're going to look at that and be like, well, guess what? And that faith is going to kick in, man. Yahweh Shem Shai is going to feed me, man. Because we look at all the situations, of our forefathers, man. Sirach, the second chapter, the 10th verse, man. You look at the days of old, man. Have any ever trusted in the name of Yahweh Shai, or feared Yahweh Shem Shai and was ever confounded? No, man. That's a hypothetical question, man. The answer is no. If you read the scriptures, you will understand. You don't have to. The scriptures, you will understand that the answer is no, man. You will understand. You go back to the time of Elijah. It's like in the time of Elijah. Let me see if I can pick that up. Let me see. I know it's in Kings. It might be first or second Kings. Yeah, we'll read it, man. This is 1 Kings, the 17th chapter, and we'll start at verse 1, because again, this is right here, the Most High, protecting an elect member, man. This is Elijah the prophet, man. Which we know is John the Baptist in reincarnation, and we believe holy Elijah Abba Bivens is Elijah the prophet, John the Baptist in the reincarnation as well, man. So either way, in the Lord Yahweh, this is an elect member, right? This is an elect member, right? So when you read about Elijah, you have to keep in your mind this is an elect member, and the Lord Yahweh Shem Shai does miracles for him, right? Just as He's going to do miracles for the elect in this time, man. So this is ultimately a foreshadow of what the Lord Yahweh Shem Shai is going to do for the elect in this time, man, right? 1 Kings 17 and verse 1, it says, and Elijah the Tishbite, who was of the inhabitants of Gilead, said unto Ahab, as the Lord Yahweh power liveth, as the Lord power of Israel liveth, before whom I stand, there shall be no dew nor rain these years, but according to my word. And the word of the Lord came unto him, saying, get thee hence, and turn thee eastward, and hide thyself by the brook Cherith, that is before Jordan, right? So there was no water, so the Lord Yahweh Shem Shai guided him through the Spirit to go to a brook, man, which I'm assuming a brook is I haven't really necessarily done my research on it, but sort of like a waterway, man, a place where obviously water is, I don't necessarily know the full definition of that word. Matter of fact, we might go look at it, and we'll learn together, man, a brook. Let's look it up. Some small natural stream, right? A flowing stream, right? A natural stream of water smaller than a river, and often a tributary of a river, right? So a creek, as it says right here, a creek, right? So we got that understanding that, he basically went to a creek, right? And continuing on to verse 4, it says, and it shall be that thou shalt drink of the brook, and I have commanded the ravens to feed thee there, right? So the Lord Yahweh Shem Shai ultimately had animals, right? The ravens, birds, as we're going to read, to bring him flesh in the morning and flesh in the evening, right? Verse 5, so he went and did according to the word of the Lord, for he went and dwelt by the brook Cherith, that is before Jordan. Verse 6, and the ravens brought him bread and flesh in the morning, and bread and flesh in the evening, and he drank of the brook. And so Lord Yahweh Shem Shai in the time of famine, it was having, was doing miracles, man. Having animals come and feed you, man. Come on, man. That was just like in the wilderness in the time of Moses, man, with those quails. The quails came out of nowhere, man, and the children of Israel were able to eat. And what about the that manna that came down from heaven, man? Or what about the rock that when Moses cleaved the rock and that water flowed out, man? And the Lord Yahweh Shem Shai was doing all those miracles, man, for His people, man. And in this time, it's only going to be done for the elect, man. It says, we'll continue on. It says in verse 7, it says, and it came to pass after a while that the brook dried up, because there had been no rain in the land. And the word of the Lord came unto him, saying, arise, get thee to Zarephath, which belongeth to Zidon, and dwell there, Behold, I've commanded a widow woman there to sustain thee. So he arose and went to Zarephath. And when he came to the gate of the city, behold, the widow woman was there gathering of sticks. And he called to her and said, Fetch me, I pray thee, a little water in a vessel that I may drink. And as she was going to fetch it, he called to her and said, Bring me, I pray thee, a morsel of bread in thine hand. And she said, As the Lord Yahweh thy power liveth, I have not a cake, but a handful of meal in a barrel, and a little oil in a cruse. And behold, I am gathering 2 sticks that I may go in and dress it for me and my son, that we may eat it and die, because that was the only thing they had. And there was no rain, so crops weren't being watered, crops weren't, coming up. There was no, everything was dried up. She didn't have shit, man. So she's saying, hey, we're just gonna eat this and die.
Today to get free large fries.
But this is what was said to her, man. Verse 13, it says, Elijah said unto her, Fear not, go and do as thou said, and make me thereof a little cake first, and bring it unto me, and after make for thee and for thy son. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, power of Israel, the barrel of meal shall not waste, neither shall the cruse of oil fail until the day the Lord sendeth rain upon the earth. So the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shai, through his prophet is telling this woman, hey, if you go make me some food, you make me some water, guess what? That meal that you have, every time that you dip a bowl in there and you grab some out, it'll still be the same amount. It'll never go down. It will be as though you never took any meal out of it. It'll always be the same amount. And I'll just give you a visualization. That's like you having a bottle of water, ice cold bottle of water, and you just drink the whole bottle. And then right when you're closing your eyes because you're so thirsty, you drink it. Close your eyes and you just. It sounds like you're squeezing the whole bottle. But then when you take it away from your mouth,
this is one app you won't want to skip.
It's as if you drunk no water. But yet you're over here hydrated. You just
download today and get started.
You drink it. And you're sitting here with your eyes open this time, and you're watching it. There's bubbles coming in, you know what I mean? As you're drinking it. Hey, but the water's not going down, man. You're drinking all this water, but the water in the bottle is not going down. That's a fucking miracle, man. And the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shai is only going to do those miracles for the elect in this time. Those who truly believe, the true worshipers of Yahweh Shai, man. And this is an account of the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shai doing that miracle when it comes to food, when it comes to water, for an elect member, right? Verse 15, it says, And she went and did according to the saying of Elijah, and she and he and her house did eat many days. Right. So she only had a little bit. She was finna eat that, and that was the last day that she was going to eat, and they were finna die, man, of hunger, thirst. Hey, but the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shai did a miracle that little ass bit that they had lasted days, man. Lasted days, right? That's a miracle, man. That's beautiful, man. Called Lord Yahweh Shemel Shai, right? Verse 16, it says, And the barrel of meal wasted not, neither did the cruse of oil fail, according to the word of the Lord, which he spake by Elijah, man. That was beautiful, man. And this is stuff that, we have to ultimately believe the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shai is going to do for us in these days, man. Because who's doing what the prophets are going to be doing in these times? Starting with Great Millstone on down. Great Millstone's the only one, or starting with the elder apostles of Great Millstone on down. Great Millstone's the only one that are doing these things, man. And I'm not saying that we are part of the elect. I'm saying that, we're part of the hopeful elect. We hope that we are part of the elect. But Great Millstone is they're the top runners to be part of the elect, man. And again, like I said, I'm not saying that Great Millstone as a whole is part of the elect. There might be some members that are in Great Millstone that are not part of the elect, man. But I believe a huge portion of Great Millstone is the elect, man. These are the men. These are the where the true prophet of the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shai, those miracles were done for him, man, in the time of trouble. Right? So this is what's coming, man. I want to grab this, just to ultimately, expound a little bit more. Going back to Isaiah, the 33rd chapter and verse 15. It says, He that walketh righteously and speaketh uprightly, and he that despiseth gain of oppressions, that shaketh his hands from holding of bribes, and that stoppeth his ears from hearing of blood, and shutteth his eyes from seeing evil. Hey, these are the characteristics that a lot of members in Great Millstone have, man. You know, you can't say that IUIC has these characteristics. You know, you can't say that Sakari has these characteristics. You damn sure can't say One Body and Satan or ISUPK have these characteristics, man. They're not walking righteously. Hell no, they're not, man. They're walking in great pride. That's why great miseries are going to happen to them, man, lest they repent. You know, hey, but these are things that these are characteristics of a lot of members of the great miseries. Of defense shall be the munitions of rocks. Bread shall be given him. His water shall be sure. Right, man. So Lord will, you know, starting with the Hale apostles on down, to myself and my family, we could all be part of the elect. And guess what? We're going to be able to eat. We're going to be able to drink. Isaiah, the 65th chapter, starting in verse 13. You know, my servants shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Right? My servants shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Right, so even though we're coming into the time where Esau Edom is about to say, "Oh, well, you can't buy or sell, unless you have this charagma." Hey, well, guess what? We're not worried about that, man. We have faith, man. We believe and we trust in Yahweh Shemel Shai that in the times of trouble, He will make a way out for us, man. He's gonna, He'll do miracles for us to where we can eat, to where we can, to drink, Hey, who knows, man? You got a lot of these doomsday preppers, man. Hey, they're doing mass preppings, man. To where they got like 30, 40 cases of water of those big 40-pack cases, right? And they got a whole dungeon of nothing but food, man, non-perishables, so on and so forth, man. Hey, who knows, man? In the time of trouble, and the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shai might just guide us to that. He might end up killing them, because they're either a heathen or they're a wicked ass Jake. The Lord Yahweh Shemel Shai is going to end up taking them out, and we're going to end up taking their spot, man. And we're going to be able to eat and drink, man. Until Yahweh Shai comes, man. Or be able to gather just enough, to make it to the next spot, man. However it may be, man. It's all just speculation at this point. The Lord Yahweh Shemel Shai can do it any way He wants, But hey, that very well could happen, man. It very well could happen, man. So hey, you got to keep the faith, man. Hey, because miracles are finna happen in the time, man. You got. I can't remember who it was. I think it was actually Sakari, leaders of Sakari, talk about how miracles aren't gonna happen until Yahweh Shai or until after Yahweh Shai comes, man.
Cash out whenever you want, however you want.
We just read about how a miracle was done.
Earn cash back on gas, groceries, and at restaurants.
So it's like, come on, man. These dudes are fucking ignorant. They clearly don't even get into the scriptures, man. They clearly don't know what the fuck they're talking about, man. Hey, but nonetheless, those miracles are gonna happen here soon, man. Hey, so keep the faith. Keep pushing. Keep doing what you need to do, man. Keep praying to Yahweh Shemel Shai. Keep watching. Hey, we're in those times, man. We're in those times where Esau Edom is about to, make it, almost impossible to get food and water, man. But again, we rely on Yahweh Shai, man. We don't rely on Esau Edom, right? So keep that faith, man. Keep pushing, keep doing the work of the Lord, man. So with that, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, B'Hashem, Yahushai, B'Hashem, Baruch HaKodesh, double honors to the elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone, who wrote very well, very beautifully. Double salutations to the Akim at her pushing His gospel in truth and in sincerity to the best of their ability given to them by Yahweh Shemel Shai. Peace, blessings, and salutations be unto the elect scattered abroad. May the election Yahweh Shemel Shai love and lift up on your houses. I want to say shalom till next time.
Now streaming on Disney+.